Hi, welcome again to my next series on Angular 4, and this series is also based on viewers request. Like a few of our viewers had requested to prepare a tutorial demonstrating the uploading of file. So in this tutorial I'll demonstrate how we can upload a file using HTTP post method. Or in other way, if I talk about using pure JavaScript, then I'll say that we'll be uploading a file using Ajax method, using a Ajax call. Now if any one of you who have already worked on uploading a file, so suppose we have to upload a file without page refresh, because generally what happens is you submit a form to the server side code and send the form data, the data stream, and the server side code will take care of it, how to upload this form. But the issue is that you have to actually submit the entire form, so it will be difficult to achieve an SPA or single page architecture model if you want to submit a form. So as a workaround, if any one of you who have already have the experience of working on working on a file upload, so we already know that the alternative to this, one of the alternative to this, rather in fact, is to have an iframe, and inside the iframe I can have a form and submit the iframe's form. So it looks like that these are not, it is not a whole page refresh, but actually it is getting submitted the same way, only within an iframe. So that poses a little challenge, and the usability issue is also there, but that is how we manage. But with the advent of HTML5, there is one API that has been introduced, which is called FormData. Okay, so let me just write it over here, FormData. Okay, so using this API, this will actually wrap your form object and send it. You can send it through an Ajax call. You can send it as a parameter in the Ajax call. So this is the advantage. But there is a downside to it also, that not all the browsers support this, but yeah, most of the modern browsers, they do support it, and eventually after a certain point of time almost all the browsers will be supporting it, because this has been actually introduced to solve that purpose of usability, that we don't have to use iframe. There are lots of issues, restrictions in iframe, etc., cross domain issue, lots of other stuffs. Okay, so since the modern browser now supports this, so I'll demonstrate this using FormData. Now when we are uploading a file, remember one thing, that we have to use post method, not get method. Okay, so here also we'll be using post method. So now let us quickly have a look at this PHP server side code. Though this tutorial is though in the scope of this tutorial is not the PHP part, but still I'll be quickly explaining you the PHP part at a higher level, and more detail I will explain if in future, if ever I make a tutorial on PHP. But right now I don't have any plan as such, because I'll be preparing some tutorial on the Java side, Spring Web MVC in future. But yeah, if I get some time, then definitely I'll go for PHP tutorial as well. Okay, now we know that in PHP these two lines we have to give, because this is residing in a different domain. This service resides in a different domain than the domain in which our Angular is running right now. That is why, but if the domain is same, then you may remove this. Okay, now here I am making a folder, because the folder has to be made on the server, because the file will be uploaded on the server. So I have named the folder as uploads. So here I have a folder within the PHP web server folder. So this is called uploads. So I have given the name over here. Then these variables why I have taken, I'll explain you, because I want to, after the file gets uploaded, I want to return the URL of that file path, so that a link appears and I can download from the link, which we'll see later on. Okay, now the other things like these parts and this thing, this all I have done just to get the full file name and the path. Okay, so just at a higher level I'll just explain you. So you see that HTTP, because I want the full file names path, so that if I click on the link, then I can download the file as well. Okay, now this is a loop which will take the which will just loop through this count of the parts. Okay, and this explode is actually to convert a string into an array, but here this will hardly be beneficial for us, this part, because this part is actually used for multiple file upload. So for the sake of simplicity we won't be using multiple file upload. So anyway, I'll skip this because it will actually count like how many files you are uploading. Okay, now actual link I have calculated. HTTP, this is a $_server HTTP post, then $_ request URI. So I'm just taking this together to give me a URL, the base URL of this service. So all these things I am doing just to finally get the target path, the file path. Wherever I am uploading a file, along with the file name I want to get the full path, like HTTP, localhost or your domain name, port number, then slash say assets, then slash images, then slash or slash this say upload slash whatever is the image file name. Okay, now upload OK is a boolean. If 1 it means fine, 0 means some error is there, just to keep a check. Okay, then I'm also giving here a image file type. It will extract, actually it will extract the extension of the file. So in PHP we already have that inbuilt API through which we can find the extension. This is just to check, like suppose you want to restrict, right now I won't restrict any file upload. You can want, if you can check for if the extension is PNG or the JPEG, that means you are allowing only the image file to get uploaded, or you want only the doc file to get uploaded, if you want only the PDF file to get uploaded. So that will be the advantage over here, but right now for the sake of simplicity I am not restricting it. I have the code for restricting it, but I have commented this code. See, I have commented this code out, like if the file size is greater than this this much of bytes, that is to say, sorry, your file is too large, but I am allowing it. So you can uncomment this. I'll be sharing this file, you can uncomment this if you want to restrict the file size. Okay, then what file formats you want to upload it, this is the part of the code that checks. Like here JPEG, PNG and GIF means that this is allowing only the image file to get uploaded, but I have commented it. I want to allow all the files to get uploaded. Okay, after that it will check whether there is no error in uploading, it will echo, otherwise it will move uploaded file to this path, whatever target file path you have given. Then the upload folder, it will actually upload the file if everything goes well. And here I have given echo dir directory in variable dot is the for concatenation in PHP target file. So here if you see target file, all this thing I am forming, so this will return me the full path. Okay, full path of this okay, full path of the file uploaded. Fine. Okay, so now let us come to our Angular part. Now I have run Angular ngserve using the ngserve command, this server, Node.js server. Now come to this part. So I already have the code done, so that it saves us some time, because some of our viewers have commented that I take too long in I make the video of too lengthy a duration, and they just want to come straight to the point. But some learners, it is helpful for them, some understand better that way when I do hands-on coding as I go through the tutorial. But no problem, I'll have some code already ready over here. And see, I have commented out some part of the code which I'll comment later on. I'll explain you what it is, so ignore the commented part right now. Let's try to understand this part. Okay, first we come to the template, that is the HTML. In this template I have kept a spinner GIF, which is the loader GIF. Okay, it is inside assets folder, a spinner1 GIF. Okay, so div id is spinner, so I'll hide this spinner in the beginning. Whenever image is loading, then this spinner will show, but since my images are very small, so you'll hardly see the spinner. If you want to test with the spinner, then take some huge file size, then you'll see the spinner visible and invisible. Okay, then div class, this is a bootstrap, as we know, bootstrap class container. So make sure that you include the bootstrap in this file called index.html if you want to use the bootstrap styles. If you don't want to use, ignore it, not required. So just to beautify the page, I have used this bootstrap means CSS. Okay, so I'll just close it. So once you include this, then you can directly use this container class, form group class that I've used. Then button class, button space button primary, these are all bootstrap CSS. Okay, fine. So here it is, the page is very simple, it is bound to a title, then I have got form element, then slash form, and just two elements wrapped in a div. So div class form group, then I have wrapped input type file. You know that is the HTML element which will allow to browse the file. Give it some ID, name, and then class. These are bootstrap class just to beautify it so that it is a blue color button success. Then input type button, class button primary, so that I get a blue button. Sorry, success means green color, and here it is a blue button. So these all are CSS file. If you want, you can ignore it if you don't want this, but it's good to beautify it further. And on click of this button, it will call a method upload image. This is what we will see over here, and value of this is upload image. Now if I run it, so let me start the browser and let me run it. Okay, so I get this finally, Angular uploading image files demo. That is the title part. Then this choose file, this is the input type file which you see. So if I click on choose file, it will allow me to choose the file, and inside my one of my folder I've kept some sample files which I'll upload. Okay, and here finally the upload image button. Okay, in fact let me write it upload a file, because I'll not only be uploading image but I'll be uploading any kind of files. So upload file in fact. Okay, now let us come to the app component part. Okay, before that let's come to file uploader service. So as we know, I have that this is a PHP page that will be called. Okay, the name of the PHP page is file upload.php. So I'm calling this. So upload image is one of the methods. So this file uploader service, I'm creating one injector service. So I have to give it a decorator injectable. If you already not aware of it, then I would ask you to request you to refer to my video on HTTP get and HTTP post method. So they'll get all these concepts ready. Okay, and then all these observables required, HTTP response, all this we need to import. So you can refer to my video to understand the concept about it. So I have assumed that you already have this concept. So moving forward, so I call the upload image, and inside that you have to pass form data, which you'll see an argument called form data of type any. Okay, so URL is this which we have seen, and it will return you and this dot and HTTP post. So this HTTP have to be injected via the constructor. Okay, you have to use a constructor. See here, within the constructor I am injecting this. So then I said that just post, and first parameter is always the URL, and second parameter is the what data you are want to pass. So we will pass the form data, and then I have to handle this also. So if you want, you can remove it, but it is better always to handle this request. So I have used catch dot catch. So that is why I have to import this operator catch rxjx. So in catch, whatever handler I define over here, okay, so this handler will be called if there is any error, and then it will show me in the console what is the kind of error occurred. Fine. So right now I'm using only upload image, no other method from this file we are using right now. Okay, so you have to go to app component. Since if you want to use this service, I have to import this file uploader service, the path name, and also in the providers you have to include this, as we know it already. Okay, if you have already gone through my tutorials, then I hope you are clear with this concept. If not, please revisit, or any other tutorial. So you can, it's not necessary that you have to go through my tutorial. There are lots of other good tutorials on YouTube, you can go through that. Okay, then is styles. I'm giving the style spinner visibility hidden, position absolute, margin left, just to center the spinner. So this is all just extra cosmetics. If you want to keep it more simple, ignore it, or better use it if you want the cosmetics. Okay, so I'll just discuss the most significant parts. So title we already know, we have given. In constructor I have to inject that service, file uploader service, which I have imported. Then I also need to manipulate the DOM element, so I have to import this element ref. So you see I have already imported element ref. So these two are injected through the constructor. Then finally I come to upload image. This is the method being called when I click on that upload button in HTML. If you see upload image, so all the logic are written over here. So upload image will do what? It will first get the reference of the spinner and style visibility visible. It will make the spinner visible, so that while the image is uploading, you can see the spinner, the GIF animation going on. Okay, then it will declare a local variable called files, and from here we will pull in the select file. That is nothing but input type file. See, input type file ID is select file. So using query selector API from this native element, we can select that, and just say dot files. So if you say dot files in HTML, it will be like take all the files you have selected in an array. Okay, so dot files method will return you an array with all the files selected, but here I am taking only a single file. If you want multiple file, then you have to put over here an attribute called multiple, then it will allow you to choose multiple files. Then in that case that array will have more value, but right now that array has got only one item because I am taking a single file. Okay, now this is the main important component, form data. So I'll take a variable called form data. It will be an instance of new form data. This is already available in HTML5 in the modern browsers. Okay, and then I'll say file is equal to files is 0. If I have got more files, then I can run this array in a loop to extract all file, but I know that I have only single file I can select. So that means single file means only one item. That means only at 0 index I have that reference of the file. So let file is equal to file 0. So this file will hold the reference of that file which a user has selected in that input type file. Okay, then form data dot append. Now you can, there are three ways you can append to form data. There are three types of data in fact. One is form data will take file, string and blob. Okay, you can say name which will act as a key, then file, and then file name. So here file name would be optional. This is one way. Then form data will take, this will take say you can say name, blob, okay, and whatever blob name. So blob, or you can simply take, so I'll just write dot 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 means the blob name or whatever, or you can say form data, okay, whatever variable name you have taken, okay, whatever case you have taken. So last one I am writing in camel case. So name or and value, just name value pair if you are simply submitting a form, if you are not taking file name or blob then. Okay, so in this case we will be using the first one because we have to take the hold the reference of the file. Okay, so form data dot append. So the name I am taking as select file, same name I am taking. It is not necessary that this and this name should be same. I am keeping it same, but you can take it some other name. This is just the ID of that DOM element, that file element, input type file. So here also I am keeping the name same, okay, just to relate it, and then just write file because you are going to have the value as a reference to the file. The value will be a file name. So here I am writing file dot name. If I say, or you can optionally give any name of your own also, custom name also, but I want the original file name to be retained. So this file dot name means if I am choosing picture1.png, then file dot name will be picture1.png only. But if I want to rename it as, after getting uploaded I want to rename it as something else, say mypicture.png, then within quotes you can say mypicture.png. So it will say you are trying to upload picture1.png, but after getting uploaded in your file locally, it will on the server, it will become mypicture.png. But in this case I am keeping the file name same as the original file name. That is why I am using file.name. Then finally I am calling this service, this dot file uploader. So inside this file uploader we have this upload image service, and parameter we have to pass form data. So let's come over here. So upload image parameter I am passing form data, and then once you say subscribe, it will subscribe. Okay, once you say subscribe, sorry, then it will start your triggering your call. Otherwise, because it is lazy loaded, unlike promise, if you use promise it loads upfront, but using subscribe means you are using observer, it is returning observer. If you see over here, this service returns an observer actually. If I say return this dot std post, so std post will actually return you an observer. Okay, see, this returns an observable. Okay, so once you subscribe to the observable, then that observable gets triggered. Okay, then whatever response I am getting, I'll just say in this response I'll just invoke one method, okay, and pass this response for future use. Right now I'm not using that, and here I'll just say this dot native element query selector spinner dot style dot visibility hidden, means hide the spinner. But here in this case I have got very small files, you will rarely see spinner, but try taking huge file, then only you will see the spinner. Then the spinner will hide. If you want, you can just remove all this if you don't want to deal with the spinner. That's all. This should be enough. Just this should be enough. You don't even require this method also, but Let me leave it like this so that you can play around with, experiment around with huge files and check the spinners, the preloaders. So that's it. Now let us come and to the run the application. Come to the main application, run it and check. So this is the uploads folder where it should be uploaded. Right now it is empty. Now let us come over here to this browser. Let's say choose file and go to my resource folder. I've got different types of file. Okay, say I choose picture 2, I say open, then I say upload a file. Click on upload a file. See, the spinner actually comes at such a fast blink you will hardly be able to observe it. Now let us go to this upload folder. See, this picture has come. Okay, so let me just put it as medium icons so that you can see the picture. So you see, this picture has already been uploaded. Now choose some other file, say JSP tutorial. This is a PDF. See, the file name comes over there and I say upload a file. So now you come to this folder because the file size are very small, so it gets uploaded instantly. Okay, so this is how I can upload any file. And if you come to the PHP part and if you just say if you just manipulate the code over here that your it should only allow certain file formats. If I uncomment this, right now you saw that it even uploaded a PDF. Okay, I just remove this. So now it is checking the image file type, and only if it is JPEG, PNG or GIF, then only it will upload. So now let me remove it again, remove all, and let me try to upload a different file other than JPEG, PNG and GIF. Okay, so let me try to upload this PDF again. Say upload. Now let us come over here, sorry, to the folder. Okay, you see this is empty, the folder is empty. Sorry, and that by mistake I clicked, another folder opened up, the media player opened up. Okay, so you see this is empty, it is not allowing it us anymore. But now try choosing this. Okay, say picture 4 or say picture 1. So since this is an image type, it is allowed, and it will allow this. Sorry, really sorry about that, because when I am recording this presentation I am not hardly able to see my cursor. So you see this picture is uploaded, right? So anyway, let me remove the restriction. So I have that code, so you can experiment with it. Okay, so I am removing this restriction, otherwise it will not allow me to upload. I am removing the restriction of the file size also, so that you can experiment with the spinner. Take a huge file size and then experiment with the spinner. Okay, now let me delete this. Okay, let us come back to our application. Now let's enhance this application a little further. So now I want that whatever file I'm uploading, it should display it in a table, the file name and the file icon. Okay, so in the PHP code, what I have done is, see, I have taken one PHP code, another PHP code which will fetch all the file name from that directory. So this is the second PHP code. So this will also be called as a service. When I click on the refresh button, I have got a refresh button which I'll uncomment, so it will just call this. So here also I have to write the same thing to allow the cross domain request. I am taking a collection array. Okay, in that array I will just go through all the directory names. See, this will actually this glog, there are many different approach to read a directory, read a file from the directory. So I'm just using this approach. So from the target directory it will read all the file name, and see, it will push it in an array. Array will have two key values, file name, and value will be the name of the file, and full path and icon, the full path of this file. So this file name and icon, file name I'll use to display it in the table where it will show me the file name. Full path I will give it as the link, hyperlink to this file name, so that when somebody clicks on this file, it will open that file or download that file. Okay, and icon I am taking, so that what is the icon type? So icon type is nothing but the file extension. Here I am giving, it will be JPEG, PNG or PDF. I am extracting it. Okay, so I am extracting all those, and then I am returning it all as a JSON. Okay, as a JSON collection. So if I just hit this, I have already started my PHP server, WAMP server. It is already started. So if I just go and hit this, say localhost, and that is running at port. Okay, so localhost, let me, oh sorry, so let me start the localhost. It's already running, in fact. So all the services are anyway started, so not a problem. So it is already running, so let me start the localhost. Okay, and then PHP Angular 4. Okay, inside Angular 4 I have got my PHP. So the name of the PHP was get files from directory. Okay, so now this is an empty one, you see, array. Now let us come to this Angular, just choose file, because the upload folder is empty. So I'll just take picture one, open. Okay, upload file. I take again, I upload another, say PDF. So open, and I say upload a file. Now let us come to this service URL of the PHP. Now let's refresh it. You see this JSON. So file name is coming, whatever is the name of the file, full path is coming over here. Okay, .jsp, and icon name is PDF, and here icon name is JPG. Now why I have taken icon name? So let me show you this. So these are the uploaded files. Now let me come to this folder, Angular 2. So in my folder, so this is my folder. In the assets folder, in the images, see, I have kept some icon, image icon. Okay, for docx, these are small image icon. So I have named this icon the same name as the extension. See, if it is a PDF file, extension is PDF, then I am naming it as pdf.png. This is called jpeg.png, gif.png. So all are PNG files, and the name I have just tried to match it with the extension. Now how does that help me? Why this strategy I have approached? See, now if I uncomment this part, now let us come to the another part called refresh list. Okay, and we have a table data. So we have a say variable called table data of type any. So here also I need to uncomment first. Let me put a horizontal line using HR. Okay, background color red, and then after that I have kept this. See, I have kept one image. Okay, sorry, that was the first part. Second part, see, this is a button, click button danger is the, so that will give me red button, or you can keep image, either one. Okay, this is a refresh image are called refresh.png. it will have a refresh symbol. So let's run this and see. After uncommenting this, see, you have got a refresh image or refresh button, anyone you can use. I have kept both, and click of this, either of them, it is calling the same method, and this is a table I have made. So if you put a class called dot table, a bootstrap class, then your table have this kind of appearance as you see. Okay, it is a normal table I have made over here. See, class table is a bootstrap class. Okay, in this table, see, tr, this tr I am putting it inside ng for directive let item of table data. So whatever table data you'll get is nothing but this JSON response. This JSON response will come in table data, and each object relates to a column. Okay, so here whatever data table data response I'll get, so it will, I will iterate it, and in item variable I'll take each of the rows value, and item dot full path will give me the total path, full complete path of that file where which I have uploaded. That is why it is in ahref, and here it will display the name of the file. So I have given item dot file name. Okay, and image src, and also I am keeping in the second column, I am keeping an image which will be the display the icon. So see, item dot icon is the name, so item dot icon will be PDF, so it will display pdf.png from images folder. If it is word file, it will be doc, so doc.png, and so on. So if I come over here, you see all these things are already there, doc.png, gif.png inside images. So this was the strategy of taking this icon name to be the same as the extension name over here. If you see, okay, see, icon name is PDF, here icon name is JPG. Okay, now let us come over here and let us refresh this, either clicking on this refresh button or this click. You see, it comes with this icon. Okay, so let's see the code now. Okay, so these are the HTML. So that means, looking at this template, that means we only need to fetch table data, and then it will iterate and form all this, parse and bind to the control and display it in the control as we see. So that is calling refresh list. When I click on that button, it is calling refresh list. If you see on click, I am calling refresh list, either on button or this icon. You can remove any one of them. So let me comment this out for the time being. Okay, so I'll just comment this out and use only the refresh icon. So it will call this refresh list. So refresh list will do what? It is again calling the same file uploader service, and this time it is saying get files list. And if you come to the same services, so get file list is using this get files from directory.php, which we are using just now. Over here, if you see this is the URL it is using, get files from directory.php, and response is a JSON like this, and return this .http. Here we are using get, we don't need post, even if you can use post also. So I'm using get, and then catch I'm using to handle the error. That's all, simple as that. So here I'll just call this get files list, then say subscribe, and whatever response you are getting, just say display, call this method display table res. So this will do nothing but just assign the value of table data with this returned JSON. So return data is observable, so format it as a JSON by using data.json. That's it. Okay, just data.json, that's it. Rest of the thing will be taken care by the Angular framework itself. All this iteration and everything, it will bind to this. Okay, so now let's run this application and let's refresh this. Click on refresh, so you get this. Let us choose more files. Say I choose doc file. Let us say click on upload file. Okay, now let us click on refresh. So you see this doc file. Okay, now if you want that automatically, it should refresh the moment I click on upload file, because here I have to click on upload, then again I have to go and I have to click on refresh. Okay, so now let us again delete all this. Okay, so if I am uploading a JPEG file, it will show me JPEG icon. If I am uploading a PNG file, it will show me PNG icon, and so on. So concept is same. Now if I refresh it, there is no file, I have deleted it. Now if I just manipulate the code a little bit, say I will just this data downloaded. Okay, in this data downloaded, this is getting processed when I upload the file. After that, I have to click on the button to execute this. So here if I just say this dot refresh list, that's all. In this method, from this method, I'll directly call this. Okay, I will directly call refresh list, then I don't need to click on the button. Okay, now let us run this. Then now I don't require to click on the button, just choose a file, say this picture, just say open, and just say upload file, click on it. See, it is getting refreshed. Again you say choose file, say PDF, I just say open. The moment I click on upload, as soon as upload is complete, this will get called, and so on. Okay, even if you want, you can remove upload. The moment I select a file, that time only it uploads and refresh, that also you can do. Okay, so it all depends. Now say for example you are only uploading an image file, for example you are restricted to image file, and in that case you want to show the image as well. Okay, so in the template, say in the template, I'll just include one image, say image src. Okay, image src is image uploaded. Okay, say for example I've got, if I create a full path for this, okay, a full path, okay, or let me just explain it here only. I don't need to again go through the PHP, it's already there. See this image src, you are seeing this icon. Okay, so now if I just copy and paste it over here and say the path I will change, here it is assets and images. Okay, the path I will include is that of an of this uploads folder. Okay, this is here where our image is getting uploaded. So it is picture one, so it is localhost say slash upload slash picture one. Okay, so that value will collect in image uploaded, and then what will happen, the moment you upload an image, you will see the image displayed also in this image src. So this I leave it as an exercise for you. Okay, rather than I doing it right now, I leave it as exercise for you. Concept is the same. Here I've got a local path. Just in the PHP you need to return the path over here. Just need to tweak the PHP a little bit. Okay, see this collection, whatever is returned over here, you need to include the path of the uploaded image also. That's it, that will do. Fine. So here already we are getting some path over here, so just include that path over here and you can even achieve that as well. So fine. So we saw how we can actually upload an image using the HTTP post and FormData method. And remember one thing, that if you are using older browser, then FormData won't work, then there you have to fall back or roll back to the old method. But eventually this will get supported by the other browsers in future as well. So this gives a very good user experience of how to upload a file just using a HTTP post service call. So I hope this session was useful for you. So do provide your comments and feedbacks if any, and do like the video and subscribe to it. Stay tuned for more of my upcoming videos, and I'll provide the link for this source file, so wherever I'll be uploading my source file. So bye for now. Thank you.